is it people are so mad about God controlling who they can have sex with and when? And they would say, well, if you follow God, you can't be intimate. You can't have sex and all these restrictions. But it's like, God is the one that made it. So he wants you to have pleasure in this area, but just not when you want to have it. And not any time. But he has a certain place. God has a Chuck E. Cheese. God got a Disneyland. If you tell your kids they can't run in Disneyland, you're crazy. That's what it's for. It's running around acting like a kid. I never heard no parent tell their kid, be quiet, sit up, be quiet, and they in Disneyland. But we want to picture God as a perverted Walt Disney that you can come in Disneyland but you can't do nothing. And God's not like that. God said, look, I made Disneyland. Look, I invented pleasure. Look, I invented good food. Look, I invented sex. All these things, but I want you to do it in the theme park. And we mad like, God is too restrictive. I don't know. Wait a minute. If he made it, and he's saying it tastes better used at this date, in this time. I've never had this happen before in my entire life. This morning, I poured a glass of orange juice. And I looked at the bottle, and I noticed it had some fragments attached to the top. I'm like, Mr. Pacey, I'm very receptive. I worked in a restaurant, so I'm food conscious all the time. So I'm like, so I get my little glass, got my little juice glass, and I'm pouring the juice in there. And I saw some brothers dive off into the juice that looked like they should not have been in the orange juice. But I've never seen this in orange juice. I saw some brothers parachute up in that bad boy with some brown fatigues on and dunk. I was like, because it's quick. If you wasn't looking, then they up in the glass, just kind of like stand away from the walls and everything, so they don't expose themselves. And they just chilling in the middle of the juice glass. Parachute down to my orange juice. And I look at the date, and I'm like, it said like, you know, April 5th or something. I'm like, oh, snap, it's May. I've never seen orange juice go bad. Never. So I go to the sink, and I'm like, it's worth pouring this stuff out to see if some cats parachute down into my stomach. And I did, and I poured it out, and sure enough, the cats came out. So, oh my God! That's fungus, man! Y'all trying to corrupt. But even juice has an expiration date, has a time. And I saw on the juice thing, it makes sense. It said enjoy, best enjoy before this time. God is saying that pleasure and sex is best enjoyed in marriage. But we say, oh, you too restricted. You want to eat bad juice? You want to drink spoiled milk? Drink it when you want to. Have we all had some spoiled pleasure? And if that's the case, if God is limited and he can invent it, but he can't restrict it, and he can't say when you should use it by, then that means we can't tell kids they shouldn't be sleeping with each other either. Then that means we can't tell men they shouldn't sleep with small kids. That's a bill trying to be passed. We're trying to pass actually that bill where men can sleep with boys. So if we say, well, I'm mad that God has a restriction for me in my sexual life, well, who do you have restrictions for in your view about how they should use their sexual life, how they should express that? Will you let your 5-year-old daughter experiment with an 18-year-old boy if she wanted to? I bet you would have restrictions. Because in your mind, you understand that, hey, this is best used at a certain age and in marriage. And yes, I do speaking engagements. So if you want to book me to come out and speak to your school, your church, or just any event, you can book me by going to p4cm.com and clicking the booking tab.
We're just trying to live a life that's totally unacceptable. That's totally unacceptable.